Yeah, let's launch ourselves into episode 40 of Destination F. Sorry I didn't swear properly. If I swear in the first 8 seconds of a video, I get demonetized, and he is fucked. Yep, you can bet your bickies I'll be a smart ass and swear at 9 seconds though. This is the world's most pathetic zipline. What's happening in the world of DeLoreans and cyclists? Pain! Yep, nah, if only he could go back in time and undo being a distracted wanker. Let's stay on the theme of recreational wheels. Roller skates will eternally be cool. I will punch on with anyone over that. There's a spinny spin, basic spinny spins, followed by some Cotton-Eye Joe boot scooting and aerobics with general stretching. She pauses to check her pants. There's the trip to destination, fucked. Any regrets over turning your feet into wheels? Nah, never. Good.
Hey guys, if you're wondering what it's like to just total a car, this is what it's like. I'm still strapped into my seatbelt. About to call someone for help.
Yeah, call for help. That's a swell idea. This is very dedicated. It's dedicated to fully acknowledging that you're in Destination F, and it's doubly as dedicated to make sure you're getting the best content out of it possible.
I'm a little in shock. I'm not hurt, but yeah, I'm about to call someone though, so don't worry about me.
This new generation of content creators is hardcore. Even my hometown of Perth has had its fair share of Destination F moments lately. Look at this, we had a police chase down near Scarborough Beach. It's a high-octane, adrenaline-fueled, action-packed Hollywood-style chase. We are pretty fast and furious in Perth. I wouldn't be surprised if this has nothing to do with crime. It's just a vintage, grumpy, four-wheel drive owner fed up with tailgating everyone on the freeway. They've decided to create their own shortcut to get to wherever they're going 3 seconds faster than they would have if they stuck to just following the rules and driving like a calm, normal person. Crikey, we truly suck at panicking down here, don't we? You could throw Godzilla and King Kong into the Perth CBD to have a brawl, and we would stop and stare and say, this is out of the blue. We wouldn't run. Yeah, even sunbathing beachgoers are totally chill. We have every single police officer in our city chasing this guy down. Some cops probably came out of retirement for this, like it's one last job, and us Perth bystanders are like, cool, we never get to see this type of stuff. Let's all stand and stare. Fuck yeah, what a memorable day at the beach. I guess we don't cope well with disruption. We're in shock. Okay, yeah, the dodgy wanker has given up. The cops are loving it, like a little too much. They're all yelling, stacks on the criminal, stacks on the person who's mentally snapped today. This was also a hectic day for a bunch of humans on planet Earth. They were like, let's get up close to a volcano. What a grand idea. Let's have a gander. Let's have a sticky beak. Let's take some photos, maybe make some reels. We could do a carousel post on Instagram. The volcano could like and follow us. The volcano could heart that. I'm sure bloody Mount Etna will be on Instagram and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to heart everyone's bloody content based around me. Well, what about this? Check this out. How about I just unleash hell? How about I unleash fury on all of you humans? You want to see what a volcano is like up close? Here you go. Run. I can't believe people are running. We don't run in Perth, Western Australia, which I've said is where I'm based. We would just stare. We would just look at it and be like, this is odd. What's going on today? Like when there's someone stuck on the freeway, we just stare. I can't stop talking about how we don't panic in Perth. Anyway, I'm glad these people are panicking. They value their lives and they're running away, and they've probably had enough of volcanoes. Look at that. That is majestic though. That is 100% majestic. You win, Earth. You bloody win. Okie dokie, well, if you want to support the fastest growing lifestyle brand in the world, head on over to AussieManShop.com and yeah, just have a good one. Stay safe out there, everyone. Try to go to Destination Perfect if you can, but send your videos in to me either way if you're effed or perfect. AussieMan.com/submit. All right, bye.
I like to dream, yes, right between the sound machine. On a cloud outside, I'm just in the night. In a place that goes in right, goes far, flies in, 2 stars away from me.
go church from how long. Rather sleep through the morning and put on a slam. But me woman she a pressure me fi go confession. So me decide fi go and kill the conversation. So me sit down round beside sister Pam, who a tell me everything about the congregation. About sister Paulette and her gay husband, and how she still asleep with the minibus man. Sister Brink claim she a Christian, but last night them kitchen.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. 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 BOOMER, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are all and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Okie dokie, boomer.
Oh my God! Did it work? Did everything work? I forgot.
I
how
think
to do
we're.
everything.
I think we launched. I see us. I think we're live.
I forgot how to do everything, Shanda.
It's
so
been a
long.
while. It's been a couple of weeks since we did a Saturday night for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, and by the way, I did check that music on that little Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior thing, and they said it was okay to use on YouTube, and then I got a warning. Oh, we found somebody else's poop on your line, so.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway,
I was wondering about that. It
Yeah,
sounded
I
like
did too.
something
That's
that we
why.
get hit for.
That's why I checked it. Anyway, hi everybody, out of the gate. Snark, thanks for the coffee. I so appreciate
Yeah.
it. It has been a
coffee
hell
this
of
week,
a week, man. It has been. Well, Shanda, will you vouch for me how sick I've been for the last?
Oh, you've been so sick the last couple of weeks. Yes,
Oh
you
my
have.
God, I had to go to emergency and sit through that misery, and then a couple of days later, I ended up getting allergies like I'd never got allergies before. And Sister Amber actually said that could be because of the reduced population of bees on the planet. They haven't had the chance to go and
Knock the pollen down for
knock
us.
the pollen down. Yeah, it's been crazy. Let me turn off the firecrackers. I always forget to do that. Anyway, I want to shout out the chat, and thanks again, Snorky. We really appreciate it, and I appreciate the hugs, Kate. Thank you so much. You are such a great supporter.
We're
along
sending
with-
you hugs, Kate. How's your
Yeah.
ribs? I hope you're healing up.
Yeah. What did you do there? Were you doing cartwheels, or did you lay your bike down? What happened, Kate? What's going on?
You see this new system YouTube's got with 1, 2, and 3 who's in the chat, so it's easier for us to figure out who came in first.
I haven't seen that. Do you want to shout out the
Oh
chat
yeah, they
this
get
week?
crowns. They get crowns. Kate was first in, and second was Lady Alex, of course,
Lady
and
Alex.
third was Natalie Williams. Thank you guys for joining us. What's up? Let's see. You want to shout them out, or you want me to shout them out tonight?
Go ahead.
We got Chris Algier. Good to see you. Mastermind's hanging out with us. Like I said, Lady Alex and Kate and Snorky, of course, and Chiron. Good to see you. Jenny Lynn. What's up, Jenny Lynn? And who else do we got in here? I'm scrolling. I saw Peace Dove. Peace Dove, were you out there in that madness today? Let's see. Crone of Heresy. What's up?
Hi, Crone.
Jilly Love, our Marv Maven. Cold Fusion Gaming, thanks for joining us tonight.
Who is that
guy? Who is that guy? That is my partner. That's who that guy is. Rad Angel, what's up, Rad Angel? Over at the trailer park, we've got Kenneth Cohen and Sanchez US and Wesley. And let me see if I can get the Rumble. Oh, look at Rumble. A dingo ate me, baby. What's up, Dingo? And
Go start.
Two Kite. What's up, Two Kite? And Go Start is hanging out over there. People are flooding in. I see everybody popping up as they come in and saying, hi, Jody. Glad you made it tonight. I've got a special treat for you tonight, Jody.
2 special treats, actually, Jody. 2. We got the one coming in here in just a minute. And I want to conspirate. Reality is also over on the Rumble. Good to see you. Welcome,
Nice.
welcome. I don't know. I think people have changed their names because a lot of them have
They do.
wrenches, and I
you
don't
guys have
recognize the
multiple
name.
names on different platforms, too.
Yeah, so stay stealthy, everybody. It's been a crazy week out there. So, anyway, I better get the fair use over here before I forget to do that. And happy Saturday, of course. And then we got a couple of new things over here too. Satire. Remember, this show is satire. It's still satire, Shanda. We're not getting
Sometimes. Well, fuck, it's hard to be satire when you're watching the world literally burn. Hey, 3-chord grifter. Good day. Good
3-chord
evening.
grifter. And if you would like to buy Shanda or myself a coffee or what is that? Is that PayPal? Is that what that is on you, Shanda? Or
No,
is
that's buy me a coffee.
That's coffee.
Actual
They're
for
both
me.
that's
Yeah.
coffee. Yeah, we'll certainly appreciate that. And thanks again, Snorky. It helps more than you know. And let's see, where am I at in the grand scheme of things here? I guess we should just
truth violates community
We need to
guidelines.
just kick it off. You want to explain what we're doing with these things this year? And
Well,
you did it
like
last
I've
time.
said, yeah, this summer we normally roll out stuff every summer, but we appreciate you guys and all the support over the last 5 years. 5 years, Oz and I have been doing this every Saturday night, and y'all have been so supportive. And so we're rolling out new associate producer cards all summer long. So many of you already have one, but so many of you have supported us and you don't have one. So tonight is Jody. Thank you so much for all your love and support, Jody. We couldn't do it without you. I love this card. I
do
just
too.
thought that this would, this is pretty.
I like
Jody's
the-
into flowers. I kind of go and I snoop your guys' social medias and see what you're into, see what you like, and then you can always have us change it. If you don't like your card, reach out to Oz or I, and you have all the creative liberty you want on your card.
Yeah,
So
we
if
will
you don't
do
like your
whatever.
card, we will change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do whatever you want. And Shanda made this one. I made
I
Anthony's
did, and there's
last
not
week.
normally a line there. That's my
Yeah.
screen cutting out. But
Yeah. We just kind of hey, do you want to make this card, or I'll make this card, and it's just who's got the thing.
Yeah.
So
whoever
I'm happy.
picks it up and makes it.
I'm happy to make anybody's card, and I hope you like it. Like I said,
But we-
Anthony was last time. Anthony is Anthony here? I thought I saw his name in here. Anthony. What's
yeah,
going on?
Anthony's here. Anthony's
Okay,
here. I
good,
saw him.
Good. Anyway, one more thing. Jody Havel sent me a cover, a wonderful cover of Logical Song by the Greystones. And what's special about the Greystones is they're little kids, and they rock. So since we had a Supertramp and I was looking for a Supertramp to go with the Supertramp that I had, we're going to put Logical Song in there by the Greystones, and they kill it. So if you're around about 10 to 9, it should be playing, and I think you're going to enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you, Jody, for sending me that. I really appreciate the help. So Jody wants to know where you got that pic of her, Shanda.
I found it on your Facebook and I cleaned it up, and I will send you a copy of it. I had to go in and airbrush it and get some of the old stuff out of it. But I knew once I did it, I was like, well, once we debut it, I'm going to send her a copy of the picture, because that is a beautiful picture and it looks really good.
Oh, yeah,
once
she
I
looks
rescored
great.
it.
You look great.
Yeah.
You look great. Great job,
I will
Shanda.
send
High
you a
five,
copy of
Shanda.
it.
I love it. I love
Hey,
it.
you taught me everything I know about graphics. so.
Yeah, I got to tell you,
I wish my screen wasn't glitching out, because it looks really good. It's just my screen's being stupid tonight.
Honestly, I appreciate your artwork and Linda's artwork and Amber's artwork. I've been so fortunate to be involved with
Hey,
all of
Johnny.
you, and
Sure.
we've all been learning things at a time. Now, Halo Benson, you want to tell everybody about Halo Benson?
Oh,
those
poor-
that may not.
Halo has been so supportive over everything that we do. We get cards from Halo to send out to the Senate, the Congress, to our reps constantly on so many great campaigns. Was a trailblazer on the Free Assange campaign. And Halo's got a GoFundMe up trying to help raise funds for charges that have been brought against her daughter, I believe. And so no questions asked. I'm not judging whatever happened. Everybody needs a attorney, their own defense. So help out if you can.
And I've got a little short video here that explains it. Let me just run it right here real quick, since Halo went to all the work to do it.
Help Aspen fight unjust charges and reclaim her life. Aspen, a loving daughter and passionate advocate, faces a dire situation. Her life took a tragic turn following an arrest that changed everything. The legal system fails to support those with autism, leaving them vulnerable. You can play a crucial role in their fight for justice and lend your support. Every donation will make a significant impact today. Help Aspen fight for justice.
Yes. So if you can, I think that was kind of cool. I didn't know that they had that feature to do that. And I am going to put the GoFundMe link into the chat if you are interested, anybody, in or can.
You can do that on GoFundMe? I didn't know that. I'll have to play with that feature.
Yeah, that's just ask your buddy Halo. Anyway, there is the link for that if you'd like to throw a couple of dollars their way. And everybody who's been working with the Assange movement knows Halo Benson quite well. She sends gobs and gobs of stuff to be resent by each and every one of you, right, Shanda, to support.
Oh my gosh, I get huge boxes. Yeah. Yes, it's been so great.
And we have one more here, one more GoFundMe, and everybody knows these guys. And that's Hardlands Media. And honestly, I wish we weren't in such dire straits financially either. We would give more certainly than we already have to each one of everybody. But, fighting cancer and supporting our sisters and brothers is what we want to do, and we'll do it as long as we can. So Hardlands
only
Media,
donate if you can. I hate it when I hear that you guys are broke and going without.
Yeah, don't
hurt yourself.
Don't hurt yourself. Just a little bit goes a long way. And let me put that one for Hardlands.
But yeah, poor Kit and Daniel, they're going through it. We can't really talk about it because it's in litigation. But protect independent media.
Yeah, protect independent media and free speech. And it just stinks. When you're in this space and it's difficult. And Lady Alex says, I donated to Harley. Yes, thank you, Lady Alex. I'm sure you and many, many, many people in this chat have helped Hardlands Media out either financially or support-wise, and I know that Kit and Daniel appreciate it. And I think that's it as far as that goes. We've been begging for money for everybody for the last 10 minutes, but it's part
at
of
least it's for other
responsibility.
people though. I try not to ask for myself unless I absolutely need it, so that's why you don't see me out there pushing a GoFundMe all the time.
I get
times
it.
are always tough, but
but remember, you're fighting cancer now. You want to give them an update on the cancer and where you're at with everything?
It's been quite a week. Let's see, my thyroid is broken. And that's causing me a lot of issues, so I'm on a lot of meds for that. They put me on steroids. Oh, that's so much fun. I have inflammation throughout my whole entire body, but there is good news. The good news is I got a look inside my lung, and Terry's gone, guys. Terry is fucking dead. All that's in there is scar tissue and massive inflammation. The outer shell of the tumor gone. It's not defined anymore. The tumor gone. So as far as we know, we stopped it in my lung. And I have a couple other places in my body we're keeping an eye on, and we're going to keep testing for every 3 months. And I'm going to stay on monthly infusions of immunotherapy to try to keep my immune system attacking the cancer cells and stopping it from growing. But good news. Isn't that great news?
That is awesome news. 6 months ago, 9 months ago, you thought you only had 3 months to live. So
the cancer center calls me one of their success stories. Like the nurse who always checks me in for my oncologist. Last month when I went in, she was crying and she was like, we've lost so many people in the last couple of weeks. It's just so sad. Sometimes I wonder why I do this job. I should just quit. And then when I came in this month, she's like, Shanda, you're one of our success stories. So yay, I get to be a success story. And I hope I get to live long enough to do testimonials and tell people what they need to do to Try to save their own lives.
We love our Shanda so much, and we are glad that you are doing so well. Rad Angel, Shanda, did you hear Anada Lewis died of breast cancer the other day? Yeah, she's
I did.
MTV VJ or VJ1, and she was
so young, same age as me.
52 is how old.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh gosh, it's just, it's shocking when they're so young.
Yeah,
I tossed Terry out. I told you guys I was going to kick Terry's ass, and I did.
You've been busting your and that price is a high price. Shanda, I know that you don't cry about it, but you are in constant pain, and 2 hours in a chair is challenging, and I really respect
it. It is. It definitely is. Oh my gosh, tough. I want them to take my thyroid out. If it would help my hot flashes. Like right now, I'm cold and sweating at the same time. I don't even know how that's possible, but I'm doing it.
Well, we made it. We're here at 7:12, so we didn't talk too long there. So now you can start the show. This is a packed show. Thank you, Chris Algier. Thank you so much.
Congrats, and have a great show and a great night. Thank you, Chris. Chris, you make me laugh. Oh my gosh, you always got me giggling over on the Facebook.
Yeah, it is. It's a funny thing to watch. You want to tell us about this? This guy is a horrible, horrible person.
I don't know, but you've got a security thing popped up on your shit. The Abriva, whatever it's called, Avia.
Okay. Oh, let me get it off there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, this guy, Alex. Yeah, this guy is freaking terrible. This is Alex Karp. Is that his name? Alex Karp. Yeah. Arriving at the Capitol in 2023. He says the U.S. will likely fight a three-fronted war against Russia, China, and Iran. Palantir's Alex Karp says. Did you see the video I brought on Monday of him all coked out over on fucking Fox News?
I know.
It was bad. It was bad. Oh, my God.
I know.
Who would unleash this guy? I mean, the shit he was saying. Karp is a terrorist. I agree.
He was turning and burning, man. Talk about, jonesing. Holy shit.
Oh, they've got to have a huge budget over there at the Palantir for the frickin' Zelensky nose candy. He was turning and burning for sure.
Crazy. Probably hand delivers it to him. Oh, one more thing that I wanted to point out. We are streaming live on Substack tonight on Oz Unfiltered. And it's called Beauty and the Boomer After Dark over there too, but it's under Oz Unfiltered. So if you got something in your email, I promise I won't inundate you with tons and tons of email. This is a first for us, streaming on Substack. I want to thank our friend Indy over there at Indie Media. He had the magic key to get us up and running on Substack Live. So, we got one more platform to beat on over there. So I'm very pleased about that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and hopefully in the not-too-distant future...
I'm glad to see somebody's going after Rockfin. I don't know who they are, but...
I heard there's some lawsuit brewing over there on Rockfin, and...
Good. They deserve it. They screwed all of us. They punked us. They stole our content. Yeah. We directed people to their platform for 5 years, and then they just dumped us overnight with no explanation. Fuck them.
Yeah, and honestly, it was just classless. It was absolutely classless
totally
how
classless,
they did it,
yeah.
and shouldn't have done it like that. They just like cut us off at the knees. Now, this is a Israeli newspaper that you brought here, right?
Yeah, this is from 1984, literally the year 1984, not the book. And so Iran is in the final stages of making a nuclear bomb. Isn't that the same shit they've been telling us all week?
Yeah, I mean, Dick Cheney was saying it, and then before that, the other assholes were saying it, and it's always.
I'm sure John McCain was saying it when he was alive.
Oh yeah,
if I had to guess.
This is crazy. So that's bullshit, and they are trying to enrich uranium, but for their energy, and don't say, well, they've got all that oil. That's their commerce. So they want to sell as much oil and have energy independence without having to use their vital resources that help their economy. So that's the logic there. So don't give me that, they got oil, they can have energy. No. That's what they sell. Like we sell paint in the United States and much little else besides weapons and
bombs
paint.
And fucking white phosphorus.
Paint and bombs, yeah. So, Hey, Shanda, I forgot to ask you, how do you like my hair? I got new hair.
I love it. It's great.
Isn't it great? It actually matches my real hair. So, hey, what do you guys
It
think?
actually matches my hair.
Do you like the new hair, everybody? I mean, I'm quite proud of that. I'm ready to get out the staple gun and just put it on there permanently, but I don't know if that'll cause any damage or not.
No, I understand. I'm so happy to have hair that when my doctor walked in the office yesterday, she goes, "How's it going?" I go, "I have my own hair, my own eyelashes, and my own eyebrows. I'm great."
Yeah. I got to work on my eyebrows. They seem to be receding to the, is my face getting
You're
pointier?
getting the unibrow.
What
That's
the
a
fuck?
Unibrow.
God,
No.
getting old isn't for wussies, I tell you. You brought a Tom Cotton, my most unfavored hillbilly, straight out of Arkansas. And I can say that because my relatives are from Arkansas. So, anyway.
I've spent some time in Arkansas. Let's see. So Senator Tom Cotton says today at SEC Defense confirms that Iran terrorist regime is actively working towards a nuclear weapon for the sake of our national security, the security of our allies, and millions of civilians in the regime region.
Yeah.
This can't be allowed to happen. So they rolled this out throughout the week, right? We just saw little tidbits and posts all week.
Before the attack, they were trying to soften everybody up for the attack.
They softened us, exactly. Right. They just started throwing little shit out there, and then they're like, "Oh well, we're gonna do talks." Trump's like, "Oh, we're gonna be in talks this weekend with Iran."
Bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. Yeah, and that's not what he said, Mr. Cotton. He said something that looks like nuclear weapons, something that looks like, well, is that independent energy or what is it? So Tom Cotton's a habitual liar, just like the rest of those foreign agents in the U.S. Congress. So don't
single
bother.
one of them.
Every single, even this pain in the ass right here you brought.
Well, okay, so this looks like you're going to start with Senator Murray, which, don't get me wrong, she's a pain in the ass, and she is an APEC ass licker, just like the rest of them. But this is actually Lindsey Graham, because come on, y'all know he wants a frickin' war with Iran. He's been telling us for years.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but every time I see Lindsey Graham speaking, I see foam coming out of his mouth, out of the corner.
Well, you're about to see more foam.
Okay, here we go. If I can get it to trigger. There we go.
Thank you. Welcome. One of the things you're trying to do is hire people based on merit, right?
Yes, sir.
You could care less if they're libertarian, vegetarian, Democrat, Republican. As long as they
shut
do
the
job.
fuck up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. More people are joining the military
He's trying
now
to
than
prove
any
polling.
time in recent memory, right?
Yes, sir.
So the situation described by Senator Murray is not being viewed by other Americans because they're signing up in droves.
Senator, there's been a historic surge.
You know why? Because they think you're a winner. They think you're going to lead. They think you're going to have their back. That's why they're signing up. Keep doing what you're doing.
To the military.
Now, do you agree that the world kind of miscalculated Hitler in the 20s and 30s?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Certainly did not understand the scope of the threat. Yes,
Like the
Senator.
guy wrote a book, I want to kill all the Jews, and nobody believed him.
Oh,
You remember that? General Kane, is that a fair statement that the military-industrial complex of the 20s and 30s really didn't miscalculated Hitler?
Yes, sir.
The danger of that is like 50 million people get killed. So let's don't do that now.
Oh, my
As
God.
to Iran, they say they want to kill all the Jews. Do you agree with them?
I believe they mean what they chant. Yes, Senator.
Do you agree with that, General Kane?
Sir, I think they've got some agendas for sure.
Well, is that agenda to use a nuclear weapon against Israel?
Sir, I think they would potentially.
They had a nuclear weapon. Would they use it against
Shut the fuck up.
Your professional military judgment?
Sir, I think they'd use it to pressure Israel. I don't know whether they would use it.
Well, is it 50-50, 60-40, 70-10?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
This
you
is
can't be
killing
wrong,
me.
can
You brought this and you're torturing me.
I know. I knew your blood pressure would go up.
Oh, go up. It's
What do you
through my
think, Mr.
forehead.
Secretary? They
I
had a
think-
nuclear weapon. Would they use it to wipe out Israel?
I think Israel believes, quite understandably,
Do you believe that?
that it is an existential
Do
threat
you
to their
believe
existence.
that?
Israel
In
believes
the
it.
hands of the wrong Iranian, a cleric or a radical that they would seek to
Well,
use.
is this a radical cleric that exists there today?
Well, as of
If
right
he's
now,
not,
yes.
who the hell would be? So I'm trying to get everybody to think, let's don't do what we did in the 30s. They're going to use a nuclear weapon if they get it.
You know,
that goes on for 6 fucking minutes. 6 minutes of that asshole agitating, goading on, trying to put words in their mouths. Yeah. And this was mere hours, Oz. This dropped 6 hours before we saw Israel launch an attack on Iran.
he is one of the number 1 top foreign agents, in my opinion, for Israel. South Carolina, what the fuck is wrong with you? That guy, all he cares about is Israel. He doesn't give a shit about South Carolina. So I don't know. Just like the rest of these. Now, Kim Iverson, I threw this comment here. Seems like we have a lot of traitors in our country. And yeah, because this is what we've been getting during the Biden administration and now the Trump administration. We've been getting this shit. But I'm going to play the short one, and then I'll play a little bit of...
The Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
That's Gaza underneath.
Yeah.
Look at all those standing ovations.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to... Well, we could talk a little bit. I'm not going to stay on this too long because everybody knows. Yes, we know Oz. But this is you know, him coming in to address a session of Congress, and I can't remember which one it is.
But
Look
it
at
doesn't matter. He comes in under Democrat Republicans. He comes in under Republican administrations. It doesn't fucking matter. They all bow to Big Daddy Israel.
If everybody in this country who is so concerned about going to World War III and possibly getting annihilated, thank you, Lindsey Graham, would get out and start a recall for every one of these fucks who is giving Netanyahu, the genocide king of the IOF, a recall position on Monday, and it was noted across the country, something might happen. But there's so much corruption in the United States government. They are so bought off. Even this cream puff, Marie Gulskamp Perez down here, she's bought off by AIPAC. I think the last figure was $152,000.
They're smart. They buy off all the way to the LD level.
Yes,
and that
they
shocked
do.
me when I found that out in 2017. Like, we had what we thought was a progressive running in the next county over at the legislative district, which isn't shit. That level ain't shit. That's your state level.
They bought them all off. They
buy them all off. They're all bought off.
There's only a couple who aren't. Even Bernie's bought off. I think Thomas Massey is not bought off. He's one. He's a Republican. I'm sure there's a couple of Democrats, but you got 535 members of Congress. And when you look at it, and 98% of them are bought off by the Israel lobby or AIPAC or the ADL or the rest of these scumbags, what do you think's going to happen? Like all week, we're going to kiss Israel's ass all the way to war. We support, America supports Israel. Bull fucking shit, we support Israel. The Zion, they're the ones who started this whole mess, and they continue it for years and years and years. And today, Netanyahu, I heard, was requesting that Trump send ground forces over there or more military over there.
Well, I mean, we already have a shit ton of military strike groups in the Middle East.
They say that Trump said no. I don't believe it, but we'll see how this goes. But do you want American U.S. citizens fighting on behalf of Israel over in those lands, getting killed? Are you kidding me?
They're going to. There's nothing we can do to stop it.
Yeah, well, we better start doing something. And us cancer twins here, or couples, and everybody that's on disability, and you know, who is an actual American, better do what they can wherever they are at to stop this shit. And that means phone calls, letters, screaming in the streets, beating pots and pans together. We cannot have this shit. So again, I don't know.
Yeah, but they're out there screaming for the wrong thing, and we're going to talk about that with the whole No Kings
and
bullshit.
What is this? Today. What is this, Kim Iverson? This is you. What do we got?
Oh, this is just Kim talking about, you know, Syria and Libya and everything that we've done in the past.
I haven't watched a lot of Kim lately, but I think she's on the
Iraq,
right track
Libya,
there.
Syria.
The issue with this is what the United States is demanding suddenly from Iran, and that is to completely stop enriching uranium. They have the legal right to enrich uranium for peaceful purposes, so why make the demand? Because it's a trap. By setting the bar at zero enrichment, the U.S. can claim Iran as being defiant, even when Iran is operating within its legal rights.
That's why
then
Trump's
boom,
doing
the
what he's
media
doing
narrative
this week.
shifts to Iran refuses to comply. This tactic has been used before. If you remember Iraq, weapons of mass destruction, Libya, Syria, this is the same playbook. Demand something impossible, then blame the country for not agreeing and use that to justify aggression. We do not want a war with Iran on behalf of Israel. And here we are sitting with collapsing infrastructure. We've got a border crisis, economic instability. There's just so much going on. It's not the best look. It's not really what Americans voted for. It looks like the military industrial complex establishment is absolutely manufacturing consent for that war. The question is, will you fall for it?
No, we will not fall for it, but there are those out there that will. By the way, somebody send Fred another pot because he's only got one pot and he can't bang it or
You got a pot to bang.
He can't cook. Anyway, remember Wesley Clark, and I had the pleasure of discussing issues with Wesley Clark at my own home. I had a house party. And interesting fellow. We are going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq, then Syria, then Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off with Iran. I think they're pretty much on track, don't you think?
Oh yeah, they've been on track, and it doesn't matter what administration, what side of the party line you're on. The train has been full steam ahead, and it's not stopping. Do you see this billionaire Walmart heiress promotes nationwide anti-Trump protest on June 14th? So today was the No Kings protest. Oh yeah, the Walmart heiress. Yeah, she's totally promoting it. And here's the thing. It was a big psych op today, Oz.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
a
if
dim
you were
op.
out there and you were protesting for Israel, or I mean for Palestine against Israel, cool. If you were out there and you were protesting for Medicare for all, cool. But if you were out there protesting and supporting Democrats and screaming and yelling about Trump, I don't know if you understand what the real problem is.
Yeah, I mean, we want tangible things to protest against. War and everything that you mentioned. We don't want intangible things like no kings. What the fuck does that mean? Are you talking about Trump wanting to be a king? Richard Nixon pulled the same shit. He wanted to dress up the White House guards in imperial uniforms like they have over in the UK. This is nothing new, but to use no kings, that's ridiculous. That's like Taco Trump. That is not something to me that means something, but a goddamn World War III, that means something. Healthcare, that means something. You know, the ice people going crazy and the Gaza thing, all that. Those are tangible things. Even Bernie's oligarch tour. What the hell happened to the oligarch tour? Are they on vacation now, or did something else come up that they had to
that's just
divert
it. If you support the Democrats and anything that they're fucking doing, you don't understand what's truly going on. The Democrats, they scream and yell about ICE enforcement, but they fund that shit every time around.
Every single time. Who built the cages? Who built the cages? Obama?
Exactly.
Yeah, and who filled those cages up? Biden, Obama, all of them do. They're all working together.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you.
Stop supporting
again,
Democrats.
Yeah, I'll tell you again. And by the way, this No King shit today was facilitated and sponsored by the Democrats. So, you know.
Uncle Soros' money back at it. I'm going to cover it on Monday. I've got some good stuff
I hope
already.
You do. You got a hell of a show shaping up for Monday.
I do.
This one, Glenn Greenwald, AAP. Trump is ordering the U.S. military assets to move closer to position to defend Israel against Iranian retaliation. Well, I'm glad that Glenn said it was retaliation because that speaks the truth. It was a Pearl Harbor, they're calling it, that Israel perpetrated on Iran when they were just getting ready to go into negotiations. Sound familiar? That includes the destroyer USS Thomas Hunter, along with a second U.S. ship to deploy positions to intercept Iran's ballistic missiles. Well, guess what? I think that's wrong, too. They should be pulling out of there and not even getting close. Now, I don't bring Anna Kasparian a lot, but I really enjoyed her. I really, is this a clone? Is this a clone? And that's kind of right.
No, she's changed her tune the last, 18 months.
She's still on the Young Turks, I see. Well, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
This is all about, we're not promoting the Young Turks. And
She's
we
the
will
right
never,
winger on the Young Turks now.
We will never promote the Young Turks, ever. But we are going to show you what Anna did here.
God damn it, man. God damn it. God damn it. Israel just struck Iran.
Jesus Christ. Who's reporting this?
Man, what a liability that country is to the United States of America.
It is
Total
it's been a liability.
Not an ally. Disgusting. Just as the United States was going to enter another round of diplomatic talks with Iran this weekend. Disgusting. I can't believe we're here again. And look, it would be so based if Trump said, you know what? You guys wanted to do this. We told you not to, and we want nothing to do with it. No weapons, no military support, be on your way. But he won't do that. This country is controlled and owned by the Israeli government. It's just the truth.
I agree with her. If you want to talk about
truth.
If you want to talk about a king, you know who the king of the United States is? It's not Donald Trump. It's Benjamin Netanyahu. It's Israel. It's anybody in there. And you know what? You can't lay it all on Benjamin Netanyahu because they're all monsters. All of them. If he was gone tomorrow, they'd put somebody worse in there. I guarantee it. Speaking of military parades, or should I say ostentatious stuff, you want to tell everybody what this is?
Well, okay, so Trump threw himself a military birthday parade. His birthday just happens to fall on the same anniversary as the birthday of the military of the Army? Anyways, yeah, we all know it was a parade for himself, but here they are practicing.
Are they goose stepping?
I don't know, but are you proud? Are you proud to be an American now?
I don't know. We get that shit.
How many of them are on food stamps when they're not marching? How many of them don't have health care once they leave the military?
Or like that young lady that was murdered this week, who was a Navy person, and they they arrested another Navy person in connection with her murder. Yeah, she was like 21 years old in the Navy. Military.
I don't think I saw that.
Military murder and rape is shielded from the public far more than it ever should be. Natalie Williams, I did change up the little hummingbird lady, but I have tons of hummingbird ladies like that, and I'm more to come. I've changed the graphics up in the deck. If you guys see any that you like, let me know, and I will do that. Shanda, Shanda's my muse, so most of them are her and Linda. I have a hard time doing myself, so that's just the way it is. What are you looking at, Shanda? Are you looking at something here? What do we got?
I'm not.
Here we go.
I'm not.
What is this?
Good boy. Go bark at Iran now. Peace deal. Yeah.
Oof,
I love that meme. Roof. So once we saw strikes on Iran, right, which I did have some video out of Tehran of the strikes, but they weren't actually, their Iron Dome or whatever the hell it's called was doing a pretty good job of shooting down what Israel was sending over from what I could see. But then immediately right after that, we saw a counter attack launched on Israel, Tel Aviv, and some of the video coming out of there the last 24 hours has been shocking, but I can't help but say, how does it feel?
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, karma's a bitch.
Here we go.
Correspondent Trey Yingst has been up all night, is standing by with all the details. Trey, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Laura, following that Israeli attack against Iranian nuclear facilities and top IRGC leadership overnight and into today, The Iranians have responded with 3 waves of ballistic missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Please go back, please, go back, please.
You can understand here, it's very tense at this specific location because the Iranians are now targeting the defense establishment of Israel. And so I'm going to have my cameraman pan up here to this building just across the street from the Kiryat. And so
they don't want them there.
No, they don't want the Western
media there. They don't want them there.
They don't want Western media showing anybody how they're getting hit. But here's the thing: that's their version of the Pentagon, right? But that is just the outer building. Like from what I understand, their actual command center and shit is way, 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 way underground. So even if the outer building got hit, they probably didn't do any damage to
everything they said that the Hamas did in Gaza is a confession, because they're the ones that are doing it. Building a hospital, they project because they are liars. This is another. Is this Tehran? Exactly. Is this Tehran or Tel Aviv?
No, this is Tel Aviv. A residential area in Tel Aviv, of course.
Okay, here we go.
Looks a little left up. Kind of reaping what they sow.
Yeah, just imagine all the actual innocent people that are getting killed because of these monsters. Because of these monsters. All of them. You've got, what is it? We have a cartoon? What is this?
Yeah, this is an AI knockoff of like Family Guy's news report.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Israel declares a state of emergency after striking Iran's capital. How can you hit someone, then scream like you're the one who has been hit? Typical behavior from these bastards. In case you were wondering what U.S. representatives had to say about the event, they all unsurprisingly joined in unison to show their support to Israel. I feel sorry for all Americans. Your government is occupied by the same force which occupies Palestine. These representatives are like literal bots, shelling out the same empty lines, displaying their worship of a foreign nation over their own. You British folk aren't left out of this death cult either. Why is Britain intervening on behalf of a belligerent risking world war? How much does this intervention cost the taxpayer? Why is it never debated in Parliament? If Israel decided to attack Iran, why is Britain protecting Israel? Israel attacks a regional power during U.S. nuclear negotiations amidst a genocide on a captive population, bombing Yemen and Lebanon whilst occupying Syria, and they're still classed as the victims? Fuck these guys. Israel has been stoking a war with Iran since the 90s. They've constantly lied about Iran having nuclear weapons, just like they did with Iraq, and their non-existent weapons of mass destruction, all to provoke the U.S. into an all-out war with Iran. But America didn't take the bait, so Israel is now risking nuclear war in order to get what they've always wanted.
And that nuclear war is not going to just come down on them. It's going to come down on the whole world. Yep. So, you know, to let a rogue state like Israel, the Israeli regime, the Zionist regime, do this is unconscionable. It's insane. It's insane. And I never thought I'd be to this point.
But here's the thing. Netanyahu fucking runs. He runs and goes and hides in Greece. Did you see that? Yeah. He fucking ran for the hills. Like, oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get bombed.
He's the epitome of a coward. And this is what Zionists are pretty much made of. They're cowards. They've been calling this Gaza a war ever since it started. You can only have a war if both sides have a military. You lying sacks of shit. It's slaughter is what it is. Yep. You monstrous animals. Anyway, Sabby weighed in on this last night.
Hey, I stopped by Sabby Sabs last week. Did you see me?
Yes, you did. You were awesome. Great panel. I hope to see you over there some more. You were very, very articulate.
I had fun. They were very kind, and I love JB. It was fun doing a panel with him. Jordan Charleston, whatever.
Yeah, Jordan's Jordan. Yeah, here we go. Sabby Sabs. Here we go. Let's hear what she's got to say.
The entire international community has to turn its back on Israel. Yep. And corporate media has, over the years, tried to find a way to make you afraid of Iran and to criticize them and to make them seem like the boogeyman. So then when this day would come where Israel would attack them, you would say, oh, it's justified. They've been doing this for years. I know. They did it to me when I was a kid. How many of you remember when you were growing up as a kid, corporate media and other forms of media, and even other people tried to brainwash you and convince you that everybody in the Middle East was the problem and Israel was
and I believed it. Yep.
How many of you? I still remember them saying that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction.
I believed it.
Think of how many of us believed it. We're dealing with decades and decades of propaganda.
Yep.
Now, Gaza
As
was
we
different.
have said time and time again.
Gaza was different. We saw genocide basically live stream. I don't know if everybody's going to feel the same way about Iran. I don't know if everyone that supports Gaza has that same type of understanding for Iran. And if that's the case, we may have more work to do.
I agree. I
a lot more work to do.
What she said, we agree. Now, I brought a supercut of Jeffrey Sachs here. It's well worth it, and I'm going to fire it up. You have not seen this yet, Shanda, but I want your
I have
input.
not. Even though I wrote the deck, I didn't bother to watch it.
I want your input on this.
There is no diplomacy in our world today. There is only war and force, and I find it extraordinarily depressing, frankly. The U.S. reaction, Trump's reaction, makes clear this was absolutely a joint Israel-U.S. action. Trump says, you see, Israel can destroy you. It's going to kill all of you. You have to agree with me. This is what's called negotiations, U.S. style. It's a kind of fascism, is what it is, which is that we will kill you unless you agree with the way we see things. So I find this actually a bit surprising in how extreme it is. It does put to a lie every word that Trump has said about the peace president. Well, yes, peace with the threat, we will kill you. We'll kill a number of you beforehand. Then we'll see whether you agree with us. It would be nice because we love peace. So you should agree with us. Well, we've been in this kind of world before. It ended up in World War II last time we were in this kind of world. We're heading for World War III, certainly, the way that we're going.
Who would negotiate with the United States of America knowing that it's planning an attack while the negotiation is going on?
What President Trump explained, this was a U.S.-Israeli operation. Marco Rubio never tells the truth anyway. Our government never tells the truth. It's useless to listen to these folks, people. Incidentally, Matt Miller, who was the spokesman of the Biden administration, a couple of weeks ago said, yes, what I said at the podium of the State Department was a lie. Your job when you speak is to represent your government, not to tell the truth.
The great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again.
He could very well have been talking about himself and his own regime. Every attribute he claimed exists in the Iranians, he manifests in the extreme.
I think he's bringing Israel to destruction at some point because Israel is a lawless, fascistic government that is committing mass murder, and it's getting worse. And George Orwell could have written that script. It's mind-boggling in its arrogance, in its impudence, in Israel, a country of 8 million people, telling the Iranians, we save you, a country of 100 million people, and Israel's going to save them. It's so fantastical, so delusional, so fascistic. We will remake the Middle East in our image by war. This is the message.
Do you think other countries will finally get involved? Egypt, which has a huge military. No. Turkey, which has a huge military.
Turkey.
No, I don't. I don't think they will get involved, but I think that Israel's actions over time will lead to such hatred and despair and rejection that in some way, at some point, the effects on Israel itself will be devastating. It's just grotesque what has happened to the politics of that country. Nothing short of grotesque.
Yeah, what goes around comes around. What do you think of what Professor Sachs says there?
Well, I've got that Miller clip. It's on 32, where he says, yeah, my job is basically to lie. They all fucking lie. You can't go to Rubio. You can't go to
they've all lied.
You can't go to any of them.
Look
they
at the
all
Biden administration. They all lied. Jean-Pierre, Psaki, Miller.
Yep.
All of them lied. That's their job, is to lie.
Fat soccer.
Yeah. By the way, thank you everybody for the kudos on my hair. Honest to God, Shanda, my hair was actually about 4 inches longer when I was in college, and I kind of styled it like this. I love that bell. I love that bell.
Natalie sent me that to ring once I kicked Terry's ass, and I'm Chick
No,
Terry's
that's
ass,
great.
so.
I love that. And I want to thank
Oh,
Jody
yeah.
Havel for the coffee. Thank you, Jody, for the coffee. Sorry, I've had my hands full tonight. We're trying to get this show rolling so we don't run too long. But thank you so much for the coffee, everybody. We really,
That's
really
so sweet.
appreciate that. And I
Hey,
also
Bill.
appreciate all the support that you. What I've noticed is that
Hey.
when you guys support me, I see you also are supporting my sister Shanda, which makes me feel great. So, but if you have to choose, always choose Shanda, please. Thank you so
No,
much.
choose us.
Choose Shanda. Anyway, Manny Quinn, the Mighty Hornets. I love the way Manny Quinn parses things. Very delicate and sensitive and thoughtful. Israelis are the most ungrateful, deranged fuckers ever spawned on this planet. Since speaking up against the behavior of Israelis' forced starvation of Palestinians, Piers Morgan is actually getting threats from the Israel lobbyists, many of them harmful. I have no love for Morgan, but I've never threatened him with harm or death because of political disagreements. Not like these fucking radicalized terrorist lunatics with the world's biggest sense of victimhood. I love Manny Quinn. She, like I said, very thoughtful and concise. Don't you think, Shanda?
Oh, I've got the biggest victim of all already queued up on my deck for Monday, and that would be Shmooly. Shmooly's been out there crying. You'll have to join me on Monday to hear it. It's so bad.
You know what? I swear to God, when I look at that guy, my skin starts to blister.
I know, mine too.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Who would want to buy a dildo from that guy? Oh my God.
Jesus Christ! He probably sucks on him before he packs them. Anyway, I'm sorry. To TMI. Anyway, here's a short Piers Morgan cut that I put in here. So,
what the IDF is now doing has crossed a line and has gone too far, is wrong and has to stop. The facts in Gaza are hard to come by. As the BBC's Jeremy Bowen said, Israel won't let him or anybody else in because they probably want to hide what they're doing. We have enough evidence from the medics, the volunteers, the footage and testimony to understand that one of the world's most advanced militaries is inflicting death and suffering on an inhuman scale. If that's a Hamas talking point, ask yourself why so many of Israel's allies, 2 former Israeli prime ministers, and many of Israel's staunchest supporters are now using it. Do we hold Israeli officials to a higher standard than Hamas? Well, yes, of course we do. Otherwise, what was the point of the war? It was a conflict waged against killing with impunity, against civilian suffering, and against the hateful disregard for human life.
not a war, buddy.
I will continue to hold people on all sides to account, as you'll see in a moment.
Oh,
the uncomfortable
shut up,
truth right
Piers.
now is that the biggest driver of anti-Israel propaganda is the Israel government itself. Well, joining me now.
there you have it, everybody. One of the most opportunist pricks out there.
Yeah,
I
he's a
still
knob.
can't stand him. He
He's
is
a
a
knob.
knob. He's a knob. I have an encore of Savvy Sabs, real short one here. Let me fire it off, Shanda.
two
Let me
Sabs.
know what you think. Savvy she did a pretty good job this week with on this issue because it broke in the middle of her show, and as we have had to put a show together in real time, she did an excellent job. Kudos to her and Eric and her team.
Yeah, good job.
This is a part of the greater Israel project. Now, you're going to hear a couple of things tonight because there have already been reports prior to this strike from Israel on Iran that Iran was not following the nuclear protocol. I just want to give you the alarm about that because they were setting you up for this strike. They were setting you up for this attack. Corporate media was already trying to get the message out to the American people that Iran was not following the rules, and so therefore the strike that is coming from Israel will be justified. That is exactly what they want you to believe. I'm here to tell you, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Israel knows that Iran is going to respond, and it won't just be Iran. It will also be Yemen. So Israel is trying to fight Iran and also trying to fight Ansar Allah in Yemen. They can't beat them. So this is where the United States government comes in, right? This is where they push Donald Trump and say, we need you to send U.S. troops to the Middle East to help us fight. And that will be the big, big world war. Because here's the thing. Iran, I don't think is going to go down. And then also, they're going to, if they were to go down, they're not going to go down without a fight. They're not going to go down without a fight. You also got to think about Russia. You also have to think about, China. This is what Israel wants. And you're going to see that when you hear that clip from Jeffrey Sachs. He was warning people what Israel was trying to do. Iranian state media outlet IRNA reported repeated explosions could be heard in Tehran. Now, that is Iran's capital, Tehran. You guys have seen Professor Morandi. He's been on the show multiple times. He teaches at the university in Tehran. This is absolutely insane. Israel is dragging the United States into a world war. World War III. This is what Netanyahu wants. I can take you back to Iraq, ladies and gentlemen. This is not new. Why do you think we went to war with Iraq? And they had to get the American people behind it, so they told you that there were weapons of mass destruction. And people bought into it. Years later, we found out that that was a lie. And so I'm warning you right now, I'm warning you, be very wary of the message that is coming from corporate media about Iran right now. They are going to try to brainwash you the same way that they did about Iraq. This is absolutely insane. They lied to you before. You don't think that they would not lie to you again?
I don't think they're going to have a lot of luck brainwashing people anymore on this bullshit.
Oh, you wait. They'll bring the human factor into it one way or another by showing you dead Israeli babies or something. Remember the babies in incubators with Iran? That's how they got, or with Iraq. That's how they got us last time.
You mean the 70,000 dead babies of Gaza, or did you say the Israeli? The 4
right,
or 5, yeah,
but
okay.
you know, they play on our emotions as Americans of, oh, look at this atrocity.
Oh,
so
fuck
something
them.
big
You know,
will come, you watch, and
people
I
don't
wouldn't
watch them
rule
anymore.
out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule out attacks on American soil either.
Oh, false flags.
I could see that
yeah,
coming.
sure. Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll gin up everybody. That'll get all the knuckle draggers out there with their blunderbuss. Oh, I'm gonna go over there and kill me some Iranians.
Yeah, we're gonna turn the whole thing into a parking lot. Yeah, I agree.
You brought Gen. Did I bring this Gen X girl or did you?
Let's see. AOC says it is our responsibility to be able to support Israel in their defense. Yeah, okay. Fake queen strikes again. Gen X girl.
I had to reface you on this. I don't have time to hate anyone. I either like you or just don't care. And as far as AOC is concerned, I don't care except her running her mouth and conning people with her bullshit. Honestly.
Oh yeah, she was out campaigning last weekend. It was gross.
Yeah,
or last week.
Absolutely ridiculous. Am I on that Miller clip? Here's that Miller clip.
Yeah,
right?
here's the Miller clip where he kind of admits the truth of you know, what was going on behind the scenes.
And on Sky News, no less.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Do you think what's going on in Gaza now is a genocide?
I don't think it's a genocide, but I think I think it is without a doubt true that Israel has committed war crimes.
You wouldn't have said that at the podium.
Yeah, look, because when you're at the podium, you're not expressing your personal opinion.
Get your shit straight there, Miller. War crime, genocide, 220, 221. Come on, man, you fuck.
But your personal view is they have. And they were while you were there.
But let me qualify that. There are two ways to think about the commission of war crimes. One is if the state has pursued a policy to deliberately committing war crimes or is acting reckless in a way that aids and abets war crimes. And that, I think, is an open question.
Oh, bullshit.
I think what is
no, it's not an open question.
Not at all, you
there have been individual
asshole.
incidents that have been war crimes where members of the Israeli military have committed war crimes. So ultimately, in almost every major conflict, including conflicts prosecuted by democracies, you will see individual members of the military of militaries commit war crimes, and the way you judge a democracy is whether they hold those people accountable.
But Israel hasn't.
Then we fail.
That's my point.
Then
right?
we failed, dipshit.
Sufficient numbers of the military accountable.
Oh my God, this guy.
How do we
I'm
ever
really
hold
struck
Israel
that
accountable?
You think now that Israel did commit war crimes, and yet at the time, and I get why, but at the time you were. At
He's
the podium
squirming in his
and you
pants.
couldn't say
You
that.
think
He should be. I think he's dropping a load.
So the
in
State
there.
Department itself had concluded, not in these, they didn't phrase it in these terms, but I think I did at the podium a few times, had concluded that it was likely that Israel had committed war crimes. But I do think it's almost certain that they have.
Come on, I basically said it. I basically said it at the podium a couple of times. It's because you missed it.
Yeah.
I basically said it.
Him and Jen Psaki graduated from the same school of bullshit.
Gosh, yes.
Just terrible. Just for the record, everybody, remember this one. The U.S. vetoes UN Security Council resolution calling for Gaza ceasefire and unhindered aid access. And guess who vetoed that, voted against it? United States. So, different presidents, same genocide, and you just have different idiots, different assholes who I hope karma comes to them and they can never get another night's sleep for doing that. That's,
not in this lifetime. It's
not
not
in
the
this
way this
lifetime.
Matrix works, man.
Yeah, and it is the goddamn Matrix. I think I brought Chucky Schumer. Gen X Girl. I'm liking a lot of Gen X Girl. You follow Gen X Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chucky
I like the
Schumer
next girl.
pandering to Christian Zionists at the AIPAC conference, you fucker. The Torah gave us Israel and Palestinians don't believe in the Torah. That's why there is conflict. Not because Israel's apartheid, ethnic cleansing, and committed genocide. No, it's because of the Torah. This guy is a walking slab of rotten, festering bacon. And I will be so glad when we don't have to look at his damn pie hole again.
The view of Palestinians is simple. Well, the Europeans treated the Jews badly, culminating in the Holocaust, and they gave them our land as compensation. Of course, we say it's our land. The Torah says it.
The
They
Torah.
don't believe in the Torah. So, that's
Okay, but the Bible
reason
tells you
there is
different?
not
Come on.
peace. They invent other reasons, but they do not believe in a Jewish state. And that is why we in America must stand strong with Israel through thick and thin. We must, because that is the reason, not any of these other false shibboleths, why there is not peace in the Middle East. Too many people don't understand that here in America.
Oh my gosh, I'm a Christian woman and I don't believe in a Jewish state either. Shut up.
Yeah, you know, how chapped does his lips have to get before he'll shut up? I mean, that guy's remember when they gave George Bush the authority to war on any country in the world back in 2002?
Which is what they'll do from now on. Trump's not going to come out and declare war against anybody. That's not how this works from here on out.
It'll be defense. It'll be the Patriot Act, all that bullshit. But him and Hillary Clinton were necking in the front row when they gave George Bush that authorization, which in fact is unconstitutional. Congress is the only entity that can declare war. And these are wars that they're doing. You can call them whatever you want, but they're wars. And they are just, for all the constitutionalists, and I don't give a shit what you wear on your chest, Democrat or Republican, for all you constitutionalists, these guys are violating the Constitution and their oath of office. They should be thrown out immediately. But they're just puppets, right, Shanda?
Well, remember, Trump was going to be the peace president. So here we go from 2 wars to fucking, 5? I don't know.
That's got to hurt his ego. Now, here you have Ursula von der Leyen compares free speech to a virus, suggesting censorship is its vaccine. She is a psychopath. She's a sociopath, psychopath, nutjob.
All the left fucking people
As
are
technology
virus.
evolves, we need to build up societal immunity around information manipulation. Because research has shown that pre-bunking is much more successful than debunking.
Pre-bunking. Also, getting in front of the
is basically
narrative.
the opposite of debunking. In short, prevention is preferable to cure. Perhaps if you think of information manipulation as a virus, instead of treating an infection once it has taken hold, that is debunking. It is much better to vaccinate so that the body is inoculated. Pre-bunking is the same approach. Because disinformation relies on people passing it on to others. It is essential that people know what malign information's influence is and what the techniques are that are behind it. And as the knowledge goes up,
where's her little mustache?
our chances of being influenced goes down. And that builds up the society resilience that we will need.
Wow, that was some fucking straight up shit propaganda.
Yeah, and everybody just go watch the Minority Report and have that little theatrical show remind you what pre-crime was the pretense of going after, and how Tom Cruise got caught up into it, because that's how these fuckers, these sycophantic oligarchs that run this planet, that's what they want to do. They want to hunt us down like rabid dogs in the street. And I really like dogs.
We've already gave them all the information for AI that they need. As what is it? 80% or something of YouTube now is AI videos, and they are. I click on them, you can tell they're freaking AI voices. I know, and they're ahead of the narrative, and that's what she's saying. We've got to get ahead of the narrative, so that way we can craft the narrative and control the narrative.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want any government to be able to do. And
Yep.
that's
called propaganda.
Social conditioning and propaganda. Well, who's this clown?
This is if you're European, the people in charge of your future are literally insane. Have a nice day. This is NATO.
NATO is the most powerful defense alliance in world history. It's even more powerful than the Roman Empire. And more powerful than the Napoleon Empire. We are the most powerful defense alliance in world history.
There you are.
Yeah, and that's what they're selling. They're selling everybody that bullshit until it's not. Fiorella Isabella, I think I brought this one. Fee says, Trump to CNN, we support Israel like no one has ever supported Israel before. I hope not. I hope not, Donald. We tried to warn you, but he's been clear. You had Obama with Biden, and now you have W. Bush back. Y'all thought Trump was the peace president? Learn presidents change, but our wars are forever. I think that's so right on, Fee. You nailed it with that one. Very
Fee
well done.
nailed it.
Very well said. Very well spoken, Fee. And what do we have here? You brought this. What is this, a biker rally? For what?
So this is the LA riots, whatever you want to call them, the ICE protests. But, the flag has been changed because all of those screaming and yelling about, oh my God, you're waving a Mexican flag, go back to Mexico. Yeah, well, what about all the motherfuckers waving an Israeli flag? They should just leave too.
Yeah, get out. Get out. We're the United States of America, not the United States of Israel. Oh! Somebody said we were the United States of Israel. You're going to bring that Monday, right?
I am going to bring that on Monday.
Okay. What is this all about? What do we got going on here?
This is a trucker who has got a warning for all of those who've been out protesting this week for the No Kings protest.
Oh, my God.
So I hear talk that there's a lot of people planning on doing protests out in the streets across the country soon. I just want to tell you a little fun fact about truck drivers. You see this thing behind me? 80,000 pounds. Takes nearly 2 football fields to come to a complete stop when we're driving at interstate speed. For us truck drivers out here, we're just trying to make a living. We're just trying to pay our bills, support our families, and go home. And I can tell you this, if you guys start standing out in the middle of the interstate, us truck drivers, we're not going to stop. You see, a truck driver by the name of Reginald Denny stopped once for a protest. Rather, it was more of a riot. And he got pulled out of his truck, and he got beaten to death. A man that had a family to go home to who was just trying to do his job. So if you decide to stand in front of one of these on the interstate for your little protest or whatever you want to call it, I call it domestic terrorism, I guarantee you that truck driver that fears for their life is going to do whatever they have to do to get themselves out of that situation where they feel they're in danger. And in that situation, the best thing for us to do is push that throttle to the floor.
I like that meme.
So, I mean, the point of me bringing that video is obviously I don't agree with that sentiment of running people over. And I have been in plenty of protests where we took to the interstate because I thought it was the wisest thing to do at the time. I don't think it's smart anymore. If you're out there protesting, don't be dumb. Don't go out on the highway because honestly, I understand. We did see those videos of Reginald Denny getting pulled out of his truck and beaten over the head with a cement block. And if I was a trucker in LA, which I used to ride shotgun truck long hauling, you guys know this, and going into LA is fucking scary on a good day, let alone during some fucking serious ass riots. I would not want to go, and I could see why these truckers wouldn't want to stop. So be vigilant about your own fucking safety. If you're
I don't know if somebody has an argument as to why they should protest and stop the interstate. I'll listen, but I'll tell you something. There have been times when I needed to get to the hospital on the interstate, like the other night, and if somebody was in my way and I thought I was dying, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You want sympathy? Don't piss off your fucking neighbors. Don't shut down. Don't burn down the neighborhood. I mean, they go about it so fucking wrong. Antifa and all of these paid protesters. You know, Monday I brought video, Oz, of more pallets of bricks being dropped off. Where do you think those are fucking coming from? We've seen this story before, right? We covered it 5 fucking years ago in the Summer of Love. And don't be goaded into stupid shit and by the the super elite who want you out there tearing down your own communities, pissing off your fucking neighbors, burning down your own neighborhoods. Just don't do it, man.
If you think that the actual protesters were there to loot and to start cars on fire, you better think a little harder, because those are what we used to call them agent provocateurs. And they are there to infiltrate, just like January 6th, to cause shit to happen so they can get it on TV to sway the narrative in favor of the fascist state.
Whatever political party. Yeah, exactly.
You betcha. And that's what it's about.
And the Democrats fucking love it. Maxine Waters has been out there spewing all over herself. Oh, we stand with them. Like, it's just, you're being a useful tool if you go out at this point and protest. Go and do peaceful protests. That's fine. March at your capital, whatever. But don't go into your city center and burn shit down and break windows.
They're not. It's the agent provocateurs that are doing this. And the Democrats love it. And one more thing on the Democrats. The Democrats have been standing around bitching about this and bitching about that ever since Trump took office. They do not give a shit. They want Trump to wreck everything possible. So they will. So when the election comes around, they have no choice but to vote for us, because they don't want more Trump. And speaking of Democrats, and Bernie's supposed to be an independent, he's not an independent. He's an agent provocateur.
He's an old tool.
He's an old tool. You brought this. I didn't.
A word about what's going on in Los Angeles. In my view, this is not about the protests. This is not about ICE. This is not about immigration. What's going on is all about Trump's never-ending desire
always
for
about
more
Trump.
and more power. We live in a federalist form of society. Local government has its responsibilities. State government has theirs. Federal government has their responsibilities. Calling out the National Guard is the responsibility of the governor of the state, not the president of the United States. And what Trump is doing is simply trying to put more and more power into his own hands in terms of the military. Do not forget, this is a guy who is usurping the powers of Congress, usurping the powers of the judiciary, suing the media, going after law firms, going after universities. He wants more and more power. And I would hope that people, regardless of their political views, you're conservative, you're moderate, you're progressive, whatever you are, now is the time for us to come together and stand against authoritarianism and for democracy. Thank you.
Oh, great
These
words.
are the same party that fucking prosecuted all the January 6ers. Come on, shut up. Shut up, Bernie.
This is the guy who supports the party that has militarized the police over the last 2 decades. The guy is the biggest goddamn hypocrite on the planet, and I'd take that fucker on in a public forum debate all day long. All day long.
Of being a supporter of his, I know his policies inside and out. I would take him on too. So, advocacy group at the heart of anti-ICE protests in LA has long raised money through none other than Act Blue. Are you surprised?
Yeah, stay away from Act Blue, everybody. You brought this fee says, right?
You don't know what Act Blue is. That is the fundraising mechanism for the Democratic Party. This is another Fee says, man. Fee and Sabby were kicking it out of the park this week. Fee says, despite having over every advantage in the U.S., looks like a third world country because of the imperialist policies from every Democrat and Republican president in the last 50 years because of war, surveillance, and corporate profits have taken priority over ensuring an equitable and happy society. So this is Pam Bondi, and LA looks like a third world country.
And that shit stain, Sean Hannity.
Oh yeah, he's a shit stain.
Protect law enforcement and the people in LA.
Sean, what we're going to do is we are going to enforce the law regardless of what they do. Look at it out there. It looks like a third world country, and it's not. It's the United States
All 4 blocks. All 4 blocks.
Donald Trump won't stand for it. And something else tonight. Look at all those great men and women in the LAPD. We are going to protect them. If they will not protect them and prosecute people that abuse the LAPD in terms during a civil unrest under 18 U.S.C.
Don't abuse the LAPD, guys.
We can prosecute federally people who assault state law enforcement officers with a maximum of 5 years in prison, and we are going to do it. We are going to prosecute them federally. If California won't protect their law enforcement, we will protect the LAPD and the sheriff's office out there. Not only that, we have 9 open cases right now and more to come on assaulting federal officers. The Molotov cocktail cases that you've seen, we've charged 1, more to come, 3 outstanding. The looters, you saw they began to loot last night, going into 7.
The agent provocateurs.
Typically, you don't charge those. We do under federal law now. Under the Hobbs Act,
undercover
we are charging
feds.
robbery.
Yeah.
You loot a business in California, you are looking at maximum of 20 years in prison. You spit on a federal law enforcement officer, no more. As President Trump said, you spit, we hit. Get ready. If you spit on a federal law enforcement officer, we are going to charge you with a crime federally. You are looking at up to 5 years maximum.
You spit on a cop,
prison.
you're going to go to jail. Yeah, these are the same ones that cried about January 6 protesters forever, right? I mean, it just swings back and forth. The pendulum just goes back and forth.
Back and forth. And I feel like I'm underneath that big swinging pendulum with a big blade.
We all are.
So you brought this, right?
Boosting ICE funding is bipartisanship. Abso-fucking-lutely. Don't buy into the bullshit. They both fund this crap. Both sides of the aisle fund this shit.
I didn't bring this that I'm aware of.
Remember when the illegals got shipped to Martha's Vineyard and they called the National Guard and had them all removed within 24 hours with absolutely no due process? Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, my God.
What is it, Governor Abbott that sent them up there and they were all shitting their pants. Fucking the Obama's like, oh, they can't come here.
Yeah, they can't come here. Just so you know, anybody who is getting ready to leave the Democrats for good reasons. 75 House Democrats voted in favor of a GOP introduced resolution that expresses gratitude to ICE. Why are they even taking time to express gratitude to anyone? There's bigger fish to fry out there. But these are all Democrats. Adams, Bell, Bishop, Brown, Kellogg, Marcy Kaptur, Steny Hoyer, Ruiz, Schneider, Scott. There's just too many to mention. 75 House Democrats. Are you shocked,
Yep,
Shanda?
I'm so glad that Shama is taking on Adam Smith. Thank frickin' God. If anybody's got the gusto to get up and beat him, it's going to be Shama. And I'm here for it. I'm supporting that campaign. I've donated to that campaign. And I have not been about a political campaign in 8 years. So... yeah. I see some hope in this one.
I think we could have a deeper discussion about that, but I'll tell you one thing. The win for me there is just getting that rotten, bony-ass fucking Adam Smith out of that seat. After that, whatever Shama does will
did you see the email I forwarded you last night from Workers Strike Back? I like that she is equally calling out the Democrats as much as the Republicans.
Oh, I am
think
too.
She's been very even.
She's expressing her independence there with facts. And like I told you in text the other night, she better come with knives out with Adam Smith because he's the sleaziest AIPAC-funded, ADL-funded scumbag that we have in Washington State. He is absolute garbage. And I would vote for a snail before I'd vote for that piece of
Shama's
crap.
taking on Adam Smith. She announced it, a week and a half ago. Yeah. I'm excited for it. And this was crazy. This morning we woke up to hear that a Democrat... a representative was taken out by another Democrat. So this is Melissa Horton and her husband have died following a tragic assassination attempt against Minnesota Democrats. But it says attempt. It wasn't an attempt. They actually succeeded, right?
Yeah. So
the husband died. He was in
they both died.
He had he lived for a little bit and it was touch and go and then he passed from what I hear. But I brought a little clip of her. Maybe this is why they went after her. I don't know.
The debate was emotional and at times very personal for some of them, and there were concerns that the fierce pushback could derail the deal.
What I worry about is the people who will lose their health insurance. I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision. And we tried any other way we could to come to a budget agreement with Republicans, and they wouldn't have it.
Wow.
I don't know about this one, Oz. It seemed like she actually kind of cared about helping people. I don't know her record, so I can't say for sure that she didn't have some skeletons in her closet. But the suspect was announced really quickly after this happened, and it said breaking. The suspect is of the morning assassination had been identified as 57-year-old Vance Beeler. Vance and law enforcement Voltaire, he was a Tim Walz appointee to one of the governor's boards, and it was like something to do with job creation or something like that. But the video is truly terrifying. Have you seen the video where he's got a rubber mask on and he looks like a law enforcement and he knocks on her door? It's out there. It's streaming all over X. You'll see it once we're off the air. I didn't bring it because it broke right before we went live, but just weird. Democrats on Democrats.
Some of the scuttlebutt out there that I've seen is, and it's going to be all over the place. You don't know what's believable or true or false, but was that they were very pro speaking out on the Gaza genocide. Both of them.
They were pro-Palestinian.
Yeah, well, they
gotta shut them up.
Pro not genocide at least. So there might be something else to read into that. But you're going to do a report on Monday. Did you say on this?
Well, I'll do a follow-up on Monday. We'll figure out what the newest news is on it. Like I said, I mean, this just happened this morning, so stuff was kind of breaking throughout the day on it.
All right. What's this? Did you bring this?
Ooh, this was crazy. I couldn't bring the video because it was free domain news, whatever. I didn't want to take a hit. A lot of these independent streamers that are out there getting these videos, they will hit you with copyright. And I get it. They're out there. They're trying to get their videos on CNN and Fox. So I didn't bring the video. But this was a freaking car fire. This is the the New York Police Department where they park all their vehicles. Somebody firebombed the shit out of it, and all the cars were on fire. So almost a dozen police vehicles were set on fire outside the police precinct. So in New York, yeah. And all the cops were just standing there watching, basically roasting marshmallows.
Getting a little spicy everywhere these days. Honestly, friend of the show, Ro Khanna.
He got suggested to me as a friend on Facebook. I was like, what? Fuck that.
What? Well, he's been doing the press tour this week and saying what people who sincerely mean what they say, which he doesn't. I don't believe it. So he's out there been doing a press tour for himself, I'm sure, to run for election at some time. Anyway, it says, I took on Big Oil, subpoenaed CEOs to testify under oath. I took on Big Pharma, introduced a bill with Bernie Sanders and supported Trump's EO. Okay. I took on the defense contractors, forced to pay back $16 million. I was able to fight for people because I take no PAC or lobbyist money. I'm going to call bullshit on that. But I will have to bring the receipts at a later date. Anyway, our friend Johnny Graz, Khanna is the perfect Democrat. He acts as your best buddy while carrying water for the vicious neolibs like Biden, Harris, and Schumer. His only charter is to fool people into voting for him while undermining the real left at every turn. Poster boy for how Dems are worse than the Republicans. I think Johnny just nailed it with that little statement there. That's exactly.
Ro Khanna is the biggest fucking sociopath. That dude loves to sniff his own farts and know that he's lying to you. Like, he gets off on lying to you.
Yeah, Shannon, I've even said it. Shannon and I have had a show. We said, yeah, he's going off in his pants every time he lies.
He does too. You can see it in his eyes, man.
He's cray. Anyway, you brought Crooked Bill and Wall Street Bill and Crooked
Talk about Crooked Bill. He can barely stand up. Look at this shit. He's about to fall over. When the syphilis starts hitting the legs, man, you know you're done for.
Yeah, the Lazarus drugs don't help the syphilis there, Billy boy. Here we go.
He's looking.
Hillary, please. Thank you.
Well, she doesn't look that
Old
good.
Pills don't look too bad. The adrenochrome's hitting good nowadays.
Yeah, there you go.
But watch Bill. Bill can barely walk. Oh.
Oh, hi, Bill Clinton.
I think Joe Biden's walking steadier than he is.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Yeah, the blue dress is in the SUV. If you want to see it, I'll autograph it for you. You piece of shit. Oh my God, Bill. Oh my God, Bill. I can't believe this shit.
Did you see that video clip I brought on Monday where he was like, "Oh, Biden, he did a good job. I didn't know. He was always in his right mind, man. He was keen every time I talked to him."
Yeah. Like you are right now, dickface.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, we have a mayoral contest up in New York. And so honest to God, Shanda, I cannot
third-party candidate.
I cannot believe that Andrew Cuomo is one of the contenders, and he's looking like he's doing pretty well. But talk about arrogance, hubris, and criminality. This is the face of it. However, one of his opponents filleted him on screen, and this is a keeper. Check this out.
Yeah, it is.
You're going to love this. This is great.
To put a person in this seat at this time with no experience is reckless and dangerous.
To Mr. Cuomo, I have never had to resign in disgrace. I have never cut Medicaid. I have never stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from the MTA. I have never hounded the 13 women who credibly accused me of sexual harassment. I have never sued for their gynecological records, and I have never done those things because I am not you, Mr. Cuomo. And furthermore, the name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
Mamdani. Get it right.
I think he hit it out of the park with that one. All he has to do is say that every time he goes out, and he should win. But, Shanda, it's New York. And who runs New York? Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, this is sick.
The Upper East Side, that's who. Yeah, for sure.
But Mr. Mamdani beat the shit out of that criminal. I think I brought this. I'll read it. If you haven't figured it out, both parties are slaves to the lobbyists. Neither party will end the drug war. Both parties will justify police violence. Neither party will end the war on terror. Both parties will tax you when you're broke. Neither party will prosecute bankers or CEOs. That's kind of like a no-brainer, isn't it? I shouldn't even
it is a no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer. And you brought... Oh, Emma Vigeland? What are you trying to do to me here? Barry Weiss and Emma Vigeland?
No, that's Taylor Lorenz.
Oh, Taylor Lorenz. Yeah, I got to vomit.
This is so bad. Okay, so I ran this already, but go ahead.
This pandemic denialism that frankly has taken hold in the left and among liberals, like very much driven by liberals, and the right, of course, which has always been denialist about the pandemic, sort of set the stage for this like memory holing, and that we should not only acknowledge the ongoing pandemic, we have literally a new variant that people are saying causes razor blade throat right now that's hitting America, but also that, we should look back at that time and be like, wait a minute, why did we let that stuff end? That was like a good time. Why? And I made this video after seeing a bunch of TikToks, not just about the somebody's got to do it meme, but about nostalgia for 2020 and being like, why is life so hard now? Like, I'm nostalgic for 2020 when like I had it just for like a minute, like a slightly easier.
Right.
I just want to say, I really made that. I want people to mask. We have a very dangerous new COVID variant hitting the US right now. COVID is not harmless. Long COVID is real. Disabled people, workers, low income people, people of color are the worst hit by COVID long-term effects. So please mask up. It's solidarity. It's the most basic solidarity that you can do. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wear it every 2 seconds, but please, if you can, even if you just wear it 20% of the time, you're helping to prevent the chain of transmission and helping to prevent the spread of airborne disease. So please.
I appreciate that, and it's a great reminder. So thank you so much.
Is she like
2020? She's nostalgic for lockdowns. I had it so much easier back then.
Is she like a valley girl? Is that how? Yeah. What the hell?
So Trump's got a response. To it.
All right.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. and we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college, airline, or public transportation system that imposes a mask mandate or a vaccine mandate. Thank you very much.
That's going to
Thank
go
you very
over.
much.
That's going to go over better and better with the public, considering the information that's coming out on these COVID jabs. So,
well, that was pre-election, right? That was him before the election. So, sorry, Tay Tay, you get no lockdown.
Anyway, this is another no-brainer, but it's it's MSNBS.
Is this Orff? Was this Matt Orff? I saw this drop. I think.
I don't know. Maybe. But let's give it a quick listen. I'll speed it up a little bit just to remind you what a piece of utter shit Rachel
We will
Maddow
stop
is.
washing our hands.
God, I can't wait till they're done. I cannot wait till they're done.
I can't hear it. It's muted. Unmute it. Unmute it.
Let me unmute it. I don't know why it's muted.
Line of this dossier, the bottom line allegation, the point of it is that the Trump campaign didn't just benefit from Russia interfering in our presidential campaign. The point of this is they colluded, they helped, they were in on it. This is kind of a real story. The connections between the Trump servers and the Alpha Bank servers were real. They were covert communications that someone was trying to hide, that the Trump organization and Alpha Bank appear to have been trying to hide. Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. We and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump. It is not out of spite. It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision that we regularly revisit. And honestly, earnestly, it is not an easy decision, but there is a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. That is a fundamental truth of our business and who we are.
Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony.
The irony. Did she go away yet? I thought she was only going to be around for the first 100 days of Trump's administration.
Her days are numbered. They're running out of money. They
oh no, they're going to blame Russia. I saw something about this whole Iran thing. They were already blaming Russia.
I know.
Her out to blame Russia.
I know. No, she's not going to be around very long. What happened? They got kicked out of 30 Rock because they're not investing, and they're going to spin them off into some bullshit thing. Do you know where they ended up? They went from 30 Rock to BuzzFeed Studios.
How the mighty have fallen.
How the mighty have fallen. But she is one of the #1 propagandists in the world, and anybody that still subscribes to that lying piece of shit, and I take no prisoners when I call somebody that, you better rethink yourself. Malcolm X, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Malcolm X, absolutely, and that's what's going on the real time, all the time. Now, this one, I just want to remind everybody, and I know you're going to say, well, that's context. It's Bill Gates is saying the same thing, but this is Jane Goodall at the World Economic Forum.
Jane Goodall has fallen as a hero for me. I got to tell you, they all do, but she's fallen for sure.
Here you go. Check it out.
We cannot hide away from human population growth because, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
And so
I used to buy this shit, Oz. I used to buy that there's too many humans on the planet. No, it's so fucking mismanaged. We have a massive amount of humans on the planet, but we could take care of everybody and feed everybody. They just choose not to.
If the focus was not all based on imperialism, if it was but focused on sustainability and health, we could. But this model that they're going from is going to just destroy the whole planet. Now, this is my weekly heads up. I don't know how much longer this can happen. Disney to lay off hundreds of employees across various film and TV departments. Hudson Bay, 300 years, Hudson Bay. They were one of the biggest first trading companies up in Canada. They're closing their doors. Paramount is slashing 3.5% of its U.S. staff in latest round of cuts. That's increased, by the way. And Warner Brothers Discovery makes layoffs across cable TV group. Hundreds of thousands of people. Microsoft, chief product editors, pushing back against claims that coding careers are obsolete, even as the tech giant eliminated 6,000 positions last week. Now, this is nuts because we have been talking about this for the last 2, 3, 4 years. Where are these people working? A lot of them have given up and they're going and playing video games and watching TV because there are no jobs out there. And the jobs that are out there, if you do the math, if they have to pay for transportation and food and everything else, aren't worth what they're getting paid. So I get it.
Oh, it's a nightmare in my little rural town right now because our Rite Aid fucking closed its window or closed its doors, and they probably held tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 prescriptions for local people. They pushed them all to our local QFC, which our QFC was already slower than shit as it was. And now they've just taken on almost all the community.
They're not gonna,
Everybody's freaking out, trying to move to the few pharmacies we have left in our rural area. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
Well, mine's down in Centralia, right? But I found out, I picked up my prescription Monday, and she said that CVS is taking over. They bought that one. Right.
Yeah, CVS did buy a bunch of didn't
Rite
CVS buy Joann's, or no, was it Michael's bought Joann's a name
Michael's
brand shit
Michael's
too.
bought Joann's,
Yeah.
and Michael's, I have this love-hate thing with Michael's. They will mark shit up 5,000%, and then they'll reduce it 75 or 80% when the season's over, except its regular price by the time it's reduced.
Well, that and the Republican morons, so there you go.
There. And you brought this, right?
Washington State residents are now paying nearly 40% more per gallon on gasoline compared to the rest of the country. AAA found. Go Washington. Yay, that's the price we pay to live in the prettiest state in the country.
And guess what, Washington taxpayers? Bob Ferguson has raised your taxes from $72 billion to over $81 billion this year. The tax, so
You're gonna
that's
fill it
for
on your home taxes.
fiscal 2026. So the taxes are already insane. We have the worst tax structure in the country now. Washington State,
Yes,
you can
we
look
do.
it up. And if you find that I'm wrong, let me know, because I don't think I'm wrong, am I, Shanda?
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, we have that. Imagine, if you will, a government that steals 40% of everyone's money and still ends up being $36 trillion in debt. I got that off of a conservative site, but it's it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, we're getting to the end of the deck. Hold on, everybody. We've got a handle on it here, I think.
I don't know whose milkshakes you guys are talking about.
These are just public service announcements for the most part. In Portland, where I grew up, that was my stomping ground, downtown Portland. Women are giving birth on the streets is becoming more common in downtown Portland. I wonder why that is, Shanda. Do you have any
That was
idea?
happening during winter. It was so terrible. Yeah, that's a great AI free face right there. That's a good one. I like that one.
Oh, yeah, you're looking good there. Yeah. I
love the butterfly.
I think I'm going to animate that one. Let's see. Maybe next week.
Yeah,
we'll
you
animate.
should. Get the butterfly flying.
Yeah, I
That
will.
would be good.
I know you like butterflies. We have an urgent recall, and recalls are going crazy. If all of our, I can't believe it. Urgent recall for fruit sold in multiple states that could kill if eaten. Health officials are sounding the alarm for apricots. Apricots sold in nearly 20 states. Washington is one of them. Worrying levels of undeclared sulfites. And sulfites will basically, doesn't that rob the oxygen out of your body? Definitely suffocate you or something like that.
I don't know, but I know when I go grocery shopping, sometimes I'll go to ring up an item and then it'll say item not found, and I'll look at the Walmart person like, what the fuck? And they'll be like, oh, there's a recall on that. Like, it happens to me all the time now.
All the
like,
time.
what
All
the
the
fuck?
time.
Half our shit's being recalled. Yeah.
They've defunded and taken over the FDA, because who finances the FDA but the corporations that actually do the goddamn crime?
The 5 corporations that run fucking everything, and we all know who they are.
Yeah,
We've called them
and this
out many
one,
times.
the Japan has come out with a hydro engine. David Attenborough fans, in a move that will shake up the global auto industry, Toyota has just unveiled a water-powered engine powered by
You must be
hydrogen,
sleeping with a weapon.
created with electrolysis. Snorky, this might be of interest to you. Emitting only water vapor, no lithium, no charging stations, just pure. Is that disruption? I don't get that. With this bold move, Toyota isn't just competing with EVs. They are declaring the end of the battery era. And Shannon, this is not new. They have had hydrogen. And Snorky, tell me if I'm wrong.
They always off the people who freaking invent them and freaking manufacture. Like, how many of them have patented them, and the next thing you know, they're dead. Yeah.
I think Mazda back in the late 70s came up with a carburetor that got 75 miles per gallon, and the oil industry swooped in and bought the patent for that, and they probably they did off the guy. Nope, you can't do that. Can't mess with our profits. I thought this went with the theme of Magic Carpet Ride. This dude, and I saw another one recently that didn't work out so well. But
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, the bro used a carpet instead of a wingsuit to base jump. I saw somebody base jump with a wingsuit last week, and something wasn't.
He tried to take a magic carpet ride.
Yeah, this guy, he did take a magic carpet ride. Check it out. Can't have that.
Yeah. Oh, it does look like a carpet ride.
Yeah, it does. It was a carpet. He was holding it up. Look at that shit. Good job, huh? I confess, it was me. That's where I've been for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oz was on vacation jumping off frickin' El Capitan.
Yeah, and it only took me about 15 minutes to do this. I was picking the poop out of my pants for the last 2 weeks. So that was
that was a long walk back.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible, let me tell you. But
I don't think that's AI. I think that's real, but man, that takes some balls for sure.
I think it's real too. Watch to the end. The parachute deploys. I don't think this is AI. It could be. It's getting so good, it's hard to tell anymore.
It is getting so good, it's hard to tell. There's been lots of times I'll load stuff on the deck and have to go back and rip it off because I'll figure out it's AI.
But that's, and theoretically, I think that would work. Why wouldn't it work like a wingsuit? Or, and the parachute deploys. I don't know. I don't think that's AI. I think that's a real deal.
That myth of magic carpet ride had to come from somewhere. So I'm assuming somebody jumped off a cliff fucking 5,000 years ago with a rug. I mean,
I want to point out, I put this new graphic in here. Have you been left home alone for more than 10 minutes? You have rights. Call the paw firm of Bacon, Treat, and Good Boy. 888 not alone. I like that. And
I had one up yesterday on Facebook that said, "Have you been tricked into eating a pill disguised as cheese?"
I love that.
Yeah, it was call your fun.
Love that. And I have a new graphic of Linda in here. What do you think? She really liked it.
I love it. She looks like a badass.
Yeah, and you brought this.
Yeah, so sadly, ChatGPT lost a chess game to an Atari 2600.
That's funny. That's funny.
That
Not
is funny.
shocking. I did bring a short fashion.
Everybody loves the old Ataris. Come on. I could spend hours on the old Ataris. Kit, what's up, my man? Kit is hanging out in the chat.
What is going on, Kit? We don't bring fashion much anymore, but I had to bring this one because it was just so fantastic. I wanted to share.
Fashion.
I don't know. Is this one of those oversized things that you put an egg in and you eat it when it's soft boiled? I don't know what the hell this is. What the hell is that?
Oh my God.
We're doomed, I tell you. We're doomed.
Are they vacuuming as they walk? Is that like a human Roomba?
It must be. It must be a human Roomba, I think. I don't know.
Anyway,
it's time for Hollywood to go fuck themselves, and I know Shanda's got something in here, and it is...
Oh, I got a good one in here.
They call me Bruce.
They call me Caitlyn. Caitlyn Jenner on a tour for Israel.
I was in Israel years ago, and I had such a wonderful time. And I met the nicest, friendliest people, I think, in any country I've ever been to in my life. Everybody had a smile on their face. Everybody was having a good time. And I thought someday I would really like to come back. Recently, I did an article in one of your publications, Door or he's around here somewhere. He did the article, came to my house, and it was so well received that I think this is probably an outreach of continuing what that is.
Did you see him walking through the airport flying out to Israel?
Okay, be sensitive.
Oh, it's so worth a watch. I should have brought it.
Them.
I'm being sensitive. You saw it, though. If you're telling me to be sensitive, you saw that video.
I saw it.
It was so bad.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
funny.
so bad. Come on. What the hell was that?
You know how your mind can remember voices from the past sometimes?
Yeah.
And it's funny. I would think that this one wouldn't be one I remembered, but I remember his voice.
Was.
And it was his voice.
You were a kid, right?
Yeah, I know.
So this is a photo making the rounds online showing Caitlyn Jenner sipping wine in a bomb shelter in Tel Aviv. So Hollywood, go fuck yourself. She also got to spend the night with Benjamin Netanyahu at his place. Oh, Bibi put her up. That was so kind.
I didn't know Benji swung that way. We've got.
Did he leave her behind when he took off to Greece? That's
probably
my question.
He wanted to go on his Greek junket to avoid missiles falling on his head. And you brought this.
Rest in peace, Brian Wilson. Isn't it odd that I brought Beach Boys as my opener on Monday, and then Wednesday we find out Brian Wilson died? It was so weird. It was like I was watching a bunch of Beach Boys videos last weekend, and I don't know, like premonition type thing. It was crazy.
Anyway, we have a test here.
Dennis was the best Beach Boy, though.
Test here. Baby boomer contest question. Only baby boomers can take this for obvious reasons, but here we go.
I'm not a boomer.
Went to a drive-in movie, smoked candy cigarettes, played Red Rover, drank from a garden hose, ate bread and sugar sandwiches, said the pledge in school, watched American Bandstand, had a blood brother or sister, used paint by numbers kit, rode in the back of a pickup truck, collected S&H green stamps, drank Tang, played tetherball, shopped at the Five and Dime, made Jiffy Pop, read Highlights magazine, I still do, wore hand-sewn clothes, ate veggies straight from the garden, made a cootie catcher, and clipped playing cards to the bikes of...
What the fuck is a cootie catcher?
Oh, anyway, how do you think I scored on this, Shandy? You know me better than anybody.
100%.
No, unfortunately, I don't know what the fuck
You didn't make a cootie catcher?
I didn't make a cootie catcher, and I didn't eat bread and sugar sandwiches.
Yeah, what is that? Bread and sugar sandwiches? That's pretty sad.
I was kind of surprised that I collected S&H green stamps, but I did.
Yeah, those were before my time. That was one of the other ones.
And we did have a Five and Dime downtown in St. John's.
Yeah,
so that's what we did. So. Anyway,
20 for 20, Steve. There you go.
We got Steve.
Stoner Corner.
Stoner Corner. Oz did it again. I am hogging Stoner Corner. One of these days, I'm going to let you do one for once. Just do it. They call those flip-flops or go-aheads in my day. And two wrongs don't make a right, but two joints make my night. And when I get old, I'm leaving baggies of joints on the floor all over my house just in case I fall and can't get up. I think that's a good idea. How it feels to get violently high just to do the dishes. I've been there, done that. And that's Winnie the Pooh. That says me at night. And Go-Go Gadget Joint Roller. Had one of those, not quite that fancy. And this is why the weather is so messed up, and that is the groundhog. And Charlie Brown does it again. Hands up. Who wants to smoke weed? Thank you, Charlie, for giving my faith back in humanity. So if Charlie Brown says it's okay, it's got to be okay. And we have a bonus right here. Cannabis is the single most versatile herbal remedy and the most beautiful plant or useful plant on earth. No other single plant contains a wide range of medically active herbal constituents. That's a weird word. Dr. Ethan Russo says that. I don't.
Works on your endocannabinoid system.
You're the expert on that stuff. I'm not.
Yeah, and I don't even smoke. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I wish I could, but it has this deleterious effect on me,
Me
the
too.
opposite of what it should have. And it is time for Meme Alley We are almost out of here. And we've got Spot the Imposter, and that's a tough one right there. And we picked up a kitty cat today. A kitten wandered into our yard, and it looks just like both of those entities right there. And we're going to try and find who owns it, but if we can't, we're going to have a buddy for Samantha. And let's finishing setting up OneDrive, me waiting to keep my files offline, safe and organized.
Yep.
The why do I always feel like crap starter pack, and that's all that great food that you eat on a regular basis, not me, because
I will not sign into OneDrive just for the.
I haven't done it either. These damn weekends are starting to feel like a 15-minute lunch break. I agree. We're here to chew toys and lick our assholes. And being cremated is my last hope for having a smoking hot body. Yeah, I'm thinking that's where I'm at. And Ricky Gervais, once again, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. Should have went in Hollywood, go fuck yourself. About the most, about nothing. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that Ricky.
Greta got sent home, right?
Yeah, she did. She got out. She was in and out within 24 hours. Some people are like a bag of diapers, self-absorbed and full of shit. This is a truck. This is shit. And while you were gone, I installed the dog door we talked about. No need to thank me. And I have had that happen before.
From my golden retriever. I have too.
Got a little bit slow on the dog door. I apologized, and no harm, no foul. The same people who sell panic sell the pill. And if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, you're drunk like a duck, and ducks don't talk. I kind of like that one, going back to Disney. I hope they don't come after me for using their artwork. And yeah, I did this 2 weeks ago. No matter the situation, always wear a smile. I agree, and that's the kind of smile I want away. And this is how I feel. Can you relate to this, Shanda? Just fucking eat me. We had it with all this miserable bullshit. And don't be a chicken sucker. I think that's what that says.
And a rooster sucker, right?
A rooster sucker, yeah, that's what that is. Then we have what we got going here.
You went crazy on meme, Allie. I didn't add one meme this month.
I know. I had it filled. I wanted to have the deck done for you, so all you had to do is put in stories. The further aside society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those that speak it. And for my age, I have a lot going for me. My eyes are going, my knees are going, my back is going, and Donald really sums it up for me. I pulled over and told my dog to act normal, and that's kind of like what Dharma used to do. Abso-frickin-lutely. And let me see, what do I got here? Oh, Remember When. Let's blow through these real quick. Remember When? Lady Hawk, one of my favorite movies of the 80s. Rutger Hauer, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Matthew Broderick. One of those silly fantasies that you just fell in love with, because it was a love story. 1983, Today, Tomorrow, Together. Saturday, Men at Work, Stray Cats, the English Birds, let me see, Oingo Boingo, INXS. Remember any of these groups? Sunday, yeah. Van Halen and Scorpions, Triumph, Judas Priest, Ozzy Osbourne, Joe, is that Joe Walsh? No, that's somebody else. That's Joe somebody else. And then Monday, I love Monday. David Bowie, Stevie Nicks, John Cougar, The Pretenders, Missing Persons, U2. I can do without them.
Yeah, me too.
Quarter Flash. Remember Quarter Flash? Jesus. Berlin.
I do remember Quarter Flash, yeah.
And Little Star and the... I can't read it. It's too small.
I'm definitely going on Monday, though. I've already seen pretty much everybody that was on Sunday.
Yeah, Monday would be my dream day to see that. Kids Exploring an Ancient Ruin, and that is unfortunately, that's a newer version of a phone booth than what I got stuck with. I got the Superman one, so that's where we were on that one. And let me see, what else do we have here? I'm almost out of here. Where the hell am I? I am lost. Oh, we just got a bunch of TV guide covers. Here you can reminisce a little bit. And that was the original Equalizer, CBS. I don't know why it's in black.
Whatever.
Yeah, I loved Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Yeah, it was Kate Jackson and what's the guy's name again? I can't remember.
I don't remember, but I did
Bruce
like
Boxleitner. Bruce Boxleitner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and look at David Strathairn there. Look how young he is. Oh my God, yeah, and that was Edward Woodward was the main character of that. And then, of course, there's Darren and Samantha on the cover of TV Guide. And grown-ups are assholes. I agree with that. I hope everybody is with me on that because most of the time...
Oh, I hope your new kitty's a boy so you can name it Darren.
I don't know. I can't tell them apart. And
well, if it's a boy, you're going to have to name it Darren.
I had one of these, $2.99, Bop the Clown punching bag. And April 14th, 1956, this is the first videotape recorder demonstrated by Ampex, changing the future of broadcasting. Whatever happened to Ampex? They made good state. Jason and the Argonauts. Talk about a groundbreaking show back in the 1960s. That was great. And there is your Apple earbud there down in the bottom.
I had one of those, and it plugged into my little 19-inch black and white TV.
Yeah, mono, no less. And I had one of these cool wind-up radios when I was just crawling around on all fours. And that was a lot of fun. Geez, I did pack this thing. Here we go. We're almost out of here, guys. I'm going to save that one. And I'm going to go out with this one right here. Beauty and the Boomer. I always try and put a classic one in here. And I did check the music on this. But this is an advertisement for NBC back in the 80s. And I want to tell you something. The shows back then weren't all murder, death, kill. They were actually fun and entertaining. As corny as they might have been, I didn't feel like shit going to bed. Joey and I have made a deal where anything that stresses us out, we don't watch it before we go to bed anymore. And that's really hard to find stuff that doesn't. We watch it during the day. But here we go. Here's the commercial.
That was 227. That was Cosby Show.
Alf.
Golden Girls.
Hunter. Johnny Carson. Sandy Duncan. Wow.
Yeah, that was.
She's still alive. Oh, Highway to Heaven. Michael Landon. Betty White.
Aww. I want to go home.
Yeah, I want to go back to that time when they actually had stuff that you could laugh at instead of worrying about.
I was a happy teenager. My parents paid all the bills. I had no worries.
Yeah, I mean, who murdered everybody? I want to shout out. I don't think you caught it, but Michael J. Fox was the first still in that. Yeah, and that just breaks my heart. To be struck down with the cancers and all the horrible diseases that we're encountering in society today at such a young age, especially. And the people who are dying at such a young age from all this shit, it's just incredible. So I brought everybody.
The Bible says Adam lived to be 907 years old or some shit. They say our DNA is breaking down for every generation. I believe it.
I wonder if he was incontinent by the time he got that old.
Right.
You have an announcement here that you wanted to share.
I do have an announcement. Comrade Misty Putin is going to be hosting the Jimmy Dore Show over on Friday, June 20th. Yay, congratulations. She says, I can't believe this is a thing. I'm going to be doing it, but here we are. Just another edition of Misty doing things in places she probably doesn't belong. Big thanks to Jimmy Dore for trusting me. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to tune in.
I like that statement. That's a good statement, Misty. I like it. And I appreciate when Jimmy has guest hosts other than the usual suspects. It's nice of him to give everybody a shot in our community that's worthy of having a shot on such a big platform. So thank you, Jimmy and Steph and crew for having Misty on. And maybe you could have somebody on that you haven't had on before. Maybe somebody that you don't always agree with. Have them on and guest host. Really try it out.
I'm glad he's having Misty on.
I'm
excited for it.
That's great. That's
the
great.
20th.
We made it, everybody, and we're only 5 minutes late. So
good, because I'm tired.
Yeah, we made it, and we are going out with Supertramp. Last word, Shanda, and I want to thank everybody. I'm going to check the coffee again just in case.
Thank you for the buy me a coffee, Jody. I appreciate it. Let's see. Last words. I've got a show. I'm already writing for Monday morning, so I will see you guys for Hello Monday. And I think we're going to play next week by ear, just see how the Cancer Twins are feeling. And that's the plan.
Yeah. See how we're feeling. And the way I feel now, I'm going to do my best to hold up my end so we can do a show. Believe me, it's not Shanda, it's me. I'm the one that's been cratering the most lately.
That's okay.
And I think, Shanda, I'm going to give this hair a run for a few weeks just to see how it works out. I like it. It looks good.
Well, don't run too fast. It might blow off, but, you know.
Anyway, we're going to go out with some Supertramp. Of course, first it's going to be the Hindley Street Country Club, who is the top cover band in the world. They do a great job. Can't say enough about them. But the Greystones, courtesy of Jody Havel. Have a great week, everybody. It's always fun. Always wonderful to see. Thank you so much. And let's hope life gets better for everybody this week. Bye.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Don't get blown up. See you Monday.